Hello YouTube, this is Cheska from STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial, we were able to load images, convert the images from JPEG to PNG, and how to print the dimensions and do all that. In this tutorial, it's a continuation, and we're going to be showing you how to load images from a file and load images from memory, because there's two different things going on. You can do either one, and there will be situations when you will use one, and there will be situations when we will use the other one. When do you use one against the other? It depends. So if you're dealing with local image files or large scale batch processing of images, you will use method one. And if you're working with WebAssembly where you have no file system access, or you want to embed assets into a binary, then you use method two. But remember, every time you're doing this, you're creating the executable is increasing in size. A thing to remember. But sometimes that's the only option. So, like I said, you'll be using uh, you're gonna see me use both, and sometimes you're gonna be seeing me using this one. Sometimes you're gonna see me using that, and so I just wanted to give you an idea of what's going on and why I'm doing that. So in this case, I just wrote this code here so we can see it in action. And what this is going to have, let's explain a little bit. We're bringing the image reader from the the dependency that we downloaded, that we included in the normal file. We're also bringing cursor and the file system from the standard library. Here we're creating a directory just to be able to save the images that are going to be the output. And here we're just basically just opening the image, decoding it, and then loading it from the file. And then you're going to do the same thing, but loading it from memory through the include bytes and cursor. And if you want to know more about what's going on, you can go here into the documentation and image ops. They talk about loading from memory with a format, and they do a pretty good job explaining this. So you can do that. Okay. So let's go back, and now let's run this code so you see it. So save it, and then cargo run, and you will see that it built and it created two images. It created this image right here and this image right here. If we look at them, it's that image and that image. Basically, same dimensions, same everything, but they're coming from two different places. And what do I mean that they're coming from two different places? I will show you what that I mean by that now. And the way I'm going to show you they're coming from two different places is by running this code right here that also explains what's going on under the hood. And this is from the I'll show you where I got this from. I just tweaked it. Uh, main, using the main file, paste it, save it. Okay, where did I get that from? This is from here. It shows about the cursor struct, and it's the MIT .edu talking about Rust. I think the spot also the Rust book you can find it. They have it in both places, but basically it's how to add bytes at the end of a file, and you can run these, but you cannot see the output. When I run it through here, um, you can barely see the output, and it's a little bit confusing. So I just tweaked it so I can run it and you can see it here. So let's just clear this, not to confuse you. And then let's run it. Cargo run. And this is what's going on. This is what's going on with the include bytes and the cursor, and which we'll be using a lot when we start manipulating pixels on images. How can I get this down? Where is it? How can I bring this down? There you go. So what's going on here? Let's go and show you here. We're bringing the prelude from the standard library, the IO and the file system, just like we did in the other one. But here we're creating, as you can see, we're creating a new vector from 0 to 15 range, and we're basically looking for position 5. I mean, you can do any position. In this case, we're doing position 5 to 15, but you can do any. Basically, you're going to find where position 5 is, and you're going to start including the 10 bytes from this function right here. So write 10 bytes at the end. Basically, that's what this is. This is just an example so you see it. So basically, let's do it here, and let me show you. So as you can see, we created the buffer size of 15. This is what you're seeing here from 0 to 15. Where is it? There it is. 0 to 15. And that's what it is doing, a buffer size of 15. And then it's going to doing a minus 10, basically going and counting the other way, as you can see here, seek from minus 10. And think of it this way, it's going 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So this is your position 5. So this is your 5, and then to 15. So what it's doing is writing a byte 0 at position 6, and is this 0 right here. And then it's writing a byte 1 on position 7, and a 2 on position 8, a 3 on position 9, and so on. So basically, that's what it's doing under the hood, and that's how it works. The cursor works under the hood. And we're going to be using this in order to manipulate images. And you're going to see it in the next code that I'm going to show you just now. So let's just clear here. And then let's go here, go back to my cheat sheet here and take this code, because this code explains what are the advantages of doing it. So we're going to copy, paste it. And now, before we run it, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. We're going to create an image directly in memory using, explicitly a 300 by 300 and explicitly again with a unsigned bit integer, because we're dealing with from 0 to 255. So we got to use those. Okay, and then we're going to save it into a red square PNG. We're going to save it, but before that, well, let's talk about the resize it. Then we're going to resize it. We're going to take that image, and then we're going to take this image that we save here, that we created here, and we're going to resize it using the image apps from the image that I just showed you. And then we're going to basically cut it in half in size, divide it by 2, and then we're going to use a filter on it. And then on this part and we're going to save it into red square small PNG, and you're going to see a small image. Then we're going to take that, and then we're going to manipulate it, and we're going to manipulate the pixels and go from red and convert them into blue. So you're going to see that image being now blue. And then, oops, I did something. There you go. And then you're going to use cursor. That's what we just like we did in the last code. We're going to use cursor to create a composite image of putting everything together. And we're gonna draw a diagonal line, a green line, and you're gonna see it. So you're gonna see all of it together. And we're going to create the images, and that way you get to see it. So now let's run it, and you're going to, not, I, let me delete this so I don't confuse you, because it's very important that you understand this, because we're going to be using this to our advantage in further in next videos. So let's just save it, and now let's do cargo run, and hopefully no errors, and there you go. It saved first one. It saved the red square PNG, is this one right here. If we look at it, this is this red square PNG, as you can see. Then we also went from there and created the small red square PNG by cutting it in half, right? So this is the red square PNG. And if actually, let me show you the big one, and let me show you, this is the big one, and this is the small one. So you can see it's half in size. So that's what's happening here. And now it's going to take this big PNG, and it's going to create the pixels, is going to create blue, from red and black to blue. And then we're going to see what it does here. That's what's happening here. It's changing all the red into blue. And you can see it is RGB. So the red is untouched, the green is untouched. You're only playing with the blue. And now, if we look at that one, this is what that one looks like, because it took all of them, the black and red, and converted them into blue. And this is this one. And then we're putting everything together and using cursor and using include bytes and include that putting bytes and using the binary, like if it was a file like object, right? And we're adding a green diagonal line to the composite image. And as you can see, red untouched, blue untouched, only green. So we're only putting a green line. And we're doing from 0 to 300. We're going through all the pixels, and going and creating that diagonal line on the image. Okay, so it's creating this image. Where is it? It's taking, where is it? It's first creating it, converting it to RGB. I forgot to tell you that. And then it's taking that and converting it to a composite height image. So let's see what that looks like. And there you go. So as you can see, it took the red square and then just do the diagonal line right diagonally. And this is what's going on under the hood with cursor. And we're going to be using all of these a lot, because we start manipulating images, converting images, and doing all that good stuff. But I don't want to make this tutorial too long. We'll do that in the next video. This is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.